Hi, my name is Vince. I've been recording my dreams since the 1970s, and I have records of them. And every once in a while, when I have a dream, it's what I call a high dream, where the contents are so fantastic that I know it didn't come from my own mind, that it came from somewhere out there. And so I want to report one of my high dreams. This happened about 5 months ago, and it really blew me away. It started when I'm floating in the air. I often have dreams where I'm flying or high up above the earth, and I'm above the earth, and I look down and I find myself on the border between South America and Central America. I think it's called the something gap, the Adrian Gap or something like that. Anyway, I see the forest, and it's where the gap, this trail where refugees come from South America try to get into Mexico and the United States. Anyway, I'm looking at this area from maybe a mile up in the sky, and I zoom down, and I find myself among the refugees trekking along through the jungle, and it's at a place where it comes out of the jungle and you get into flatter land, and it's not so dangerous. And I'm one of the refugees, and it's a rough trail. There's all kinds of rocks and sharp objects and broken concrete. And this Mexican man is there, and he's helping people. There's a bridge that has collapsed, and he's helping people cross the river. Even though the bridge is collapsed, you can go underneath the bridge where all the debris is and climb through that and get to dry land. So I complete that, and I come to a straightaway, and it looks like it's going to be easier trekking, but even this has all kinds of rocks and sharp objects on the ground, and but a clearing occurs, and I think I can make it through this part easily. So I walk on this rocky path, and I think it's going to be easy, but there's some kind of monster blocking my progress. It's a horrible combination of animal and human. The torso is a fish, the head is a fox, and the fox has, a mangled jaw. But as I approach it, he's scratching at me and trying to bite me. And the way a fish wiggles when you carry it, it's flopping back and forth with its fox head trying to bite me. But I notice it's on some kind of carriage or wagon or something, and I figure, gee, if I can throw the wagon over, I can run past him and escape this thing. So I'm able to grab the snout of the fox head, and I pull the carriage over, and it tilts over, and he falls on the ground. But I see underneath the carriage is a perfectly formed boy. The boy is maybe 10 or 12 years old, and I see him run away, and I see the feet of this monster, and his feet are all mangled, and even on his mangled feet there's claws coming out, and he's using that to try to scratch me and attack me. Meanwhile, the boy goes over to the side of the path that we're on, and there's a bunch of bushes, and he takes these leaves and he crushes them with a rock, and he makes a poultice or a salve of some kind, and he comes back to the monster, and he puts this concoction on the monster's body. And at that time I realize the monster is really his older brother who has some kind of curse on him or something, and the concoction heals the brother, so that the brother is is returned to his normal human form. I'm just amazed by this, because as an aside, if that was my brother, I'd beat him with a stick. I wouldn't try to heal him. I'd either run away or torture him the way he tortured me, because the older brother was using the younger whole brother to transport him. Well, I don't know how many years that was. So anyway, I would have been mad at this much, but the boy heals him, and I think, wow, what a kind act to do. What a unselfish act of forgiveness. And I'm just thinking about this, and I continued down the path, and it's all wooded and jungle-like, but I find myself in the bowels of this forest, and it's the bottom part of a monastery or a church of some kind, and there's a bench on the path, and I lay down on the bench just thinking, what a kind thing that younger boy did. And the monastery that's above me is playing music, and the music gets louder, and it's beautiful, celestial, classical, spiritual music, and I'm thinking, wow, what a kind gift that boy returned good for the evil that his brother did. And when I realized the boy is probably a representation of Jesus, because the boy is pure and whole and innocent, and yet he heals the broken brother. I thought that's just like the story of Jesus. So I'm thinking there, and what an act of kindness, and this glorious music gets louder and louder, and I'm just transported into another level where I think this is heavenly. This is what Jesus Christ is like. He doesn't punish those who abuse him, but actually blesses them. So that's my dream. I wake up just crying with the profound effect that it had on me. And by the way, I've written several books on my dreams. If you want to see them, I'll leave notes in the description. Thanks, and good luck.